In this lesson, we're going to talk about soft saturated looks. Now, as we always do, we're going to create our two nodes. Let's apply our lookup table to get us rolling. And with our first node, let's come in and let's just bring the lift up to about, I don't know. We'll bring it up to about 0.6, I think, and we're just going to bring the gamma down to about the same, I think, roughly. There we go. Very nice. All right. So, in this example, we're going to go for a soft look and create depth with saturation instead of rich contrast. What I'm going to do is just move my nodes over here just a little bit. We're going to add a node before. I'm just going to park it right over here, and let's make a global saturation adjustment. We're just going to bring it up to somewhere around 60, I think is pretty good. So we have the before and the after. Now the issue that we have here is that some colors like red are not deep enough. So let's get in and let's adjust that. We're just going to add another node here, and we're going to come to our curves. Now, which curve would we use to get in and to adjust the luminance of the hue? Well, of course, that is hue versus luminance. So let's select hue versus luminance, and we're going to use this to darken the overall color in the image to create a more pleasing saturation and a deeper, more defined red. Now, what it's also going to do for us is it's also going to help us gather values on the back wall and on the face. So I'm just going to click anywhere. It doesn't really matter where I'm going to click. And we're just going to bring this right down to about somewhere around 0.5. Even I think that's pretty good right there. Very nice. You'll see the before, the after. You'll see it's really noticeable here and on the wall. One thing that is worth mentioning about this method is that it can add some noise if we push it too hard. The problem with lowering the luminance based on the hue is that most of the data in the image is luminance, so you kind of throw away a lot of that information. That said, the hue versus luminance curve has been improved with the last versions of Resolve. There is another way to get deeper red that some colorists still use, and that is to change the color space of the node to HSL and lowering the green channel of the blue output in the color mixer. Just make sure to uncheck Preserve Luminance to make it work. That might be something to experiment with, but in most cases the method we just went through works really well. Now you've heard me talk about color separation throughout this course. Now color separation is important when working with high saturation. Everything should not just be saturated. It's about finding balance. And in this example, we get more depth by lowering the saturation levels in the face while pumping up the colors of the wall. All right, so let's just add another node here. So once we select hue versus saturation, we're going to come down, we're going to select red, and with red we're going to put red somewhere around 0.75-ish, I think is pretty good. And then we're going to select our lighter blue color, and what we're going to do is just send this up to about 1.5, somewhere in there. Very nice. I think that's pretty good right about there. Now let's take a look at the before and the after. As you can see, just making it look just that little bit better. Now, what's important to also keep in mind is that when we work with saturated colors, we have a lot of data to create interesting hue shifts and shape the colors the way we want to create a very nice harmony.